Hey everyone, it's Jason from the Tech Truth. Just a quick tech tip here. So over the holidays, I was noticing that Ring had updated their app to actually show you from within the device health tab, is that you can actually see what your transformer voltage is for your Ring doorbell. And in for my case, for my Ring Doorbell Pro 2, it was constantly showing me a voltage of under 15 volts, maybe 14, which for the most part does not work for these doorbells anymore. Maybe in the past, I used to have this one right here, which my house was built in the 80s or 90s, sorry, and it had one that was 10 VA and 16 volts. If you actually go look at, and you can find these on your panel box. They're usually attached to your panel box. Sometimes if you have a mechanical doorbell, it'll be behind that on the wall. But if you go look at yours, you'll actually see how many volts it's putting out. And Ring has started to suggest now that when you do it, you should have one that is 16 volts and 30 VA. Here's the instructions for the one that I put on for my the one that I replaced. So I was having issues before it and I wasn't sure what was going on, so I figured, heck, why not? Let's do that and meet their specs. Sure enough, a lot of my connection issues, a lot of my camera audio issues started to get fixed, just because now I was constantly getting an 18 volt continuous on mine. So unlike before, which was 15 or less, which apparently does not work anymore, it started to work a lot better. One thing to note is that, again, you guys know who watch this, is that I live in central Canada and it was minus 30 with the wind chill, minus 20 when I replaced it. And sure enough, when I replaced it, it also killed the power to the camera, which I guess was long enough that I ended up having to reset it completely. It just didn't come back online, which is what usually happens if you kill the power for 30 seconds and it comes back. So the other thing I learned is these things really aren't meant to work well in our weather. I ended up having to take a hair dryer for about 20 minutes, 10 minutes on each side of the camera, or right here and here, right here and here. And I literally had to blow as hot as air as I could for about 10 minutes each side in order to warm it up enough that it would actually start to function. So although generally speaking, in these cold weathers, it still connects, it still has the Wi-Fi signal, it'll still show you the camera, you can still look at it. None of the Bluetooth connection features were working, which meant that I could not connect any of my phones or devices to the doorbell in order to set it up to get it to work. So after about 10 minutes on each side, trying to block it as best I can so all the heat was hitting it, it finally connected and I was finally able to set it up without having to take it off and keep it in the house until it warmed up. So just a tip, if you're in cold weather, be careful if you take it off or you're gonna replace this doorbell transformer. This is the old one. If you're gonna replace that in the middle of winter, if you're in a cold area, be aware that you may have to get out the hair dryer and warm it up in order to get it to work, or else you're taking it off and warming it up inside first. This has been Jason, the Tech Truth. Talk to you later. The Tech Truth is out there.